What up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Another training coming at you. Today I want to talk about something that's pretty important that allowed me to gain another level of profitability on my personal production, and that is simply calling your chargebacks. If you're afraid to call your chargebacks, honestly, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. You're just soft. You have a good shot at putting that business back on the books. I would have my VA go through all the carrier portals once a week and then organize it with the various tabs of each policy that charge back with each carrier for that week. And then what I would go through is on Wednesday morning and Saturday afternoon, I had an hour to 2 hours each of those days, twice a week, blocked off in my calendar. Anybody that charged the policy back or any chargebacks I had for that week, the last week, the last month, last couple months, whatever the case may be, I would just call through them. If I could get them back on the phone, I was able to put it on the books about 50 to 60% of the time. Like the majority of the time, if I get you on the phone, I'm gonna put you back on the books. Because that's just another sale. It's another sale, it's another commission. So that allowed me to add another level of profitability just by conserving my chargebacks and increase my persistency, which is why my 13-month persistency with all the carriers almost never dropped below 90%. I always had a 10% or less persistency because I would really tie my clients down. And if any clients did charge back, I was calling them right away, putting that back on the books. Like obviously you don't want to harass people, and like there's some clients like they're just going to cancel and there's nothing you can do about it. Those people, let them go. Just don't harass them, don't do anything. But a lot of times, you know, that if somebody cancels 3-6 months down the road, it's because either the bills are tight, they're stressed, they forgot about all the emotion that you built, or maybe I didn't do a good enough job originally of really hammering on the why. Maybe it was just a bank draft return where they still want the coverage, they need it, they just missed a payment, and you know, life happens. I mean, that happens too. So whatever the case may be, whether it's an accident, they accidentally missed the payment, whether they forgot the value and why they need it, or the case may be, but all I would do is simply call them up. I would always try them on my personal cell first, text them, leave them a voicemail. They didn't answer my personal cell, call them on a different number they didn't recognize to try to get them back on the phones. And what I would do is then I would just pull up the financial inventory. I would look in my book of business at all the notes I'd put. Again, friendly reminder, please get freaking organized if you're not organized, because this is gonna allow you to make so much more money in this business, promise you. Just simply saving your client worksheets and also leaving super detailed notes. Because if I talk to John and Mary 9 months later, or even let's say 2 years later, I don't even get a chargeback, but I am able to conserve the policy. 2 years later, they cancel. I completely forgot who they were because I sold them 2 years ago, but I look at my spreadsheet, I look at my book of business, I see all the notes I left of, their favorite sports teams, the Green Bay Packers. They grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and now they live in Green Bay. And they got 3 kids, and these are the kids' names. And then I'm like, oh, yes, I remember that conversation. And then I look at my client worksheet and I see all the meds they're on, their income. I see their whole situation. So now I have leverage over the why. And now I remember, okay, the main reason we set this up is Mary would be in a really tough spot if, God forbid, John passed away, because John's making $5,200 a month. Mary just retired, so she's only getting $1,200 off her Social Security, and the bills are $4,000. So they need this. And then I remember, going to like all the emotion I built and the why. And then simply all you do is you get them back on the phone, you connect with them, let them know you're a real person, and then just hammer back in that why, baby. Just hammer that why. And then a lot of times you're either able to put it back on the books, the same policy, same premium, or worst case scenario, maybe just drop it down to, if it was $130, drop it down to $50, $60, $70 a month, keep it under $100 for them, something more practical, something more affordable, whatever the case may be. But I promise you, if you get them back on the phone, you reestablish the why, you have a very high likelihood of getting this policy back in the books and conserving that client, which hence pays you another commission and allows you to add an extra level of profitability and increase your persistency in this business. Hope this is helpful. If you took value, please like, subscribe, and share with someone else. God bless.